Hi, friends. Chris Kelly here. Well, that time of the week, I wanted to talk a little bit about the last week's data and maybe continue a little bit of my conversation from last week's video on, what is going to happen coming into the spring and what causes, and more specifically, what causes a market to crest and what causes a market to flatten out and even decline versus the path that we're currently on. So first of all, sales, new listings are down, pending sales are down, sold listings are down from the week prior. So that is bound to happen. Again, people locally that maybe would sell aren't selling because they're not confident in their ability to find something to buy. So a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And gosh, I mean, median days on the market, average days on the market, 5 this last week. That's just ridiculously low. And it's been single digits for the most part for a lot of last year and going into this year. So not very often has it broken 12 or 13 days, but 5 with a median slash average sales price of 487. So we're really bumping up against that $500,000 mark. So it's just another week of low inventory. I know that the RMLS data came out and said that inventory went all the way back up to 1.0 months from 0.8 the month before. I don't believe it. I'm not sure that I'm convinced. I mean, it's data, so it's hard to argue, but it certainly doesn't feel like there's more inventory. It doesn't feel like there's more choices for buyers. But here's a question that I've been talking with people about. What causes the market to crest? Well, normally, just in a bubble, you'd have eventually people say, look, we can't afford that anymore. And so they stop buying it. And eventually houses that sold in 2 days or a week or a short amount of time are there a little bit longer. Well, that allows more inventory to accumulate, and more inventory to accumulate furthers the easing of the frenzy. And so that's it. Just in a bubble, that's how it works. But there's another variable, and this is one that I haven't really figured out how to definitively find this data yet. We all know intuitively that people move here more than they move away from here. And so that being said, and that being true, that's the other piece. It's one thing if you live here and you're selling a house here and you're buying here. That's pretty easy to figure out. But if you're moving from a market with an average sales price or median sales price that's twice as much as ours, well, buying a home for $600,000 or $700,000 here may not be a big deal to them or to you if you're coming from that market where you just sold your house over there for 1.4 or some other much larger number. If you have enough of those people coming to a market, that absolutely affects this local market's ability to crest or to flatten out or have any slowdown for that matter. So if we had no influx of other markets, people from other markets coming here, then it'd be easy to figure this out, but or it's certainly easier. But we do, and we are a net ingress metropolitan marketplace. In other words, people are moving here far more than they're moving away from here. That has been the case for a number of years, and I believe that it's still that it remains so. So I don't know. It's a crazy market. It's crazy times. The advice that we're having to give people has absolutely had to change in some regards. But in some regards, sound advice is sound advice, right? People that are moving are typically, this is not a stock or a mutual fund. This is your home. So people move because people get married, people get divorced, people die, people get relocated for jobs, children get older and move out. I mean, all the reasons that people move. So I always tell people, well, you move because it's the right time in your life to be doing so. And that is always the case when markets are good, when markets are bad. It's just harder to give people advice just today I showed a home and they asked, what they thought, what I thought of the list price. And I said, well, I think it's going to go for way above that price. And they said, well, what does that mean? So I gave them a number where I thought it was going to be, and they were a little shocked. This is, they're just starting to look, but that's the world we live in right now. And so normally that would never be advice I would give somebody. Oh yeah, be okay paying 50 grand over list. But that's the world we live in. And if it's the right time in your life to be making a move, that's sound advice in this market if you need to buy in this market. So it's just, it's the times we're in. So anyway, as always, here to help. And if there's anything that I can be doing, please don't hesitate to let us know. I know we had a huge weather event this last few days. So if you're in a place that you need some help, from as a result of that, we're here for you as well in that regard. So anyway, hope you and yours are staying well. Till the next time.